What's up, Moxie? How's it going? Happy Friday. About to get to the end of our third week of quarantine. It's a good time, guys. We have some awesome stuff programmed today. All right. So there are two big pieces that we have. The first one is our main workout of the day. It's Cloud City. Okay. So we've been doing a longer duration workouts. We have one on Saturday. We've already done 2 to 3 earlier this week, depending on whether you did the long run on Thursday. All right. And this is a great opportunity to work on our aerobic base. But we don't want to just do aerobic base work. We also want to try to keep that kind of shorter time domain capacity, those glycolytic pathways there as well. All right. This can be a great opportunity. It is 14 minutes for everyone. All right. So the way this workout's going to go is really simple. You have 7 2-minute intervals with no rest between each interval. Each interval is going to start with 40 double unders and 30 air squats. All right. Once you finish those 2 movements, you're going to move to a dumbbell and you're going to do max rep dumbbell hang clean and jerks in the time you have remaining. You're going to repeat that obviously 7 times, and your score is going to be the number of hang clean and jerks that you complete total. All right. This can be a great opportunity for us to kind of test our pacing, right? To know maybe I came out super hot in my first round of double unders and air squats in 50 seconds. But then my last round, I only had 10 seconds left, right, to get hang clean and jerks. We don't want that sort of split, right? So in the workout today, let's try to keep our hang clean and jerk numbers for each round within 5 for sure, and preferably within 3 reps from our low round to our high round, right? That's our conditioning piece for tomorrow. There will be a demo video that comes out kind of explaining some of the ways that you can modify this if you don't have access to a jump rope, but stay tuned for that later, guys, all right? The other piece that we have tomorrow is power cleans, all right? Because if you have access to a barbell, we're going to do every 90 seconds for 10 rounds, 3 power cleans, building from about 70% of our max up to maybe about 80%. We're not looking to max our 3 rep power clean today. We just want to get some time under some moderately heavy loads, all right? So nothing too crazy there. If we don't have access to a barbell, we're going to do some jumps over a high PVC and some single arm dumbbell or kettlebell swings, okay? So one of the things that I do want to emphasize here, and one of the big themes that I see in tomorrow's work, is the importance of hip extension in driving movement, all right? So in all the things that we have, whether it's the hang clean and jerks in the workout or the power cleans, the jumps, what have you, there is a lot of hip-driven movement, okay? It's tough to, especially whenever we're losing access to some of the heavier weights, to really train that in the same way that we're used to. But there's one thing that we can do to really maximize the utility of the training that we are doing, all right? And that thing, kind of as weird as it sounds, is keeping balance on our foot for as long as possible, all right? So most of us, I think, if we're standing up, we hinge forward a little bit, maybe, like we're about to do a box jump or we're in this power position for an Olympic lift, we should be able to feel that our whole foot is in contact with the ground. So our toes, our heels, all of it. And what you're going to notice, right, is that if you go into some sort of jumping movement and you keep your whole foot on the ground, you're going to notice that you have access to power coming from your glutes and your hamstrings for much longer than you might be accustomed to. I know for myself, on any movement that's kind of driven by hip extension, I tend to go to my toes too early. And whenever we do that, we're starting to shift all of our power production to our quads and our hips, and that's just shutting down some of the prime movers that we have in our posterior chain, all right? So for tomorrow, guys, whenever we're going through any of those hip-driven movements, so the dumbbell hang clean and jerk, the power clean, the jumps over the PVC or what have you, let's really try to keep our heels on the ground for as long as possible, all right? There is going to come a time that when our hips extend, that's going to force us to come up to our toes. But that shouldn't happen early. We shouldn't force that to happen before the hips extend, all right? So just try to be cognizant of that. I would recommend, maybe taking 10 to 20 reps before the start of either your workout or your working sets, just to kind of drill those mechanics, because the load and speed, those really are going to try to force us out of those mechanics that we can practice under lower intensity, all right? So just try to kind of keep that at the back of your mind. Keep focusing on, really using those hips, training that hip extension, because that's going to allow us to come back at the end of this, still have all of those movement mechanics that we need to really make great gains whenever we get back to the gym. Keep working hard, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.